5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go. Hello, welcome back to Terrain by Aaron. Are you well? So this week I'm tackling something that I grew up with. Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet were two of my favourite programs when I was a child growing up. Some say I've still not grown up, but hey ho. So what I want to try and do is reimagine Thunderbird 1 Terrain by Aaron style, so you know what that means. Let's start scratching that build. These are the containers from some random toy that I found that was cheap in the Cheap and Cheerful shop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use these as two of the main engines for the start of the spaceship. Just going to glue them together with some hot glue. And then to start the main body of the spaceship, just going to use this empty, obviously, soap container and cut the top bit off. So it's going to look a bit like this. I grabbed two of these supposedly kids microphones that makes you roar like a dinosaur. Sounds like a Katy Perry song to me, but I'm going to repurpose most of this apart from that little plastic thing and the spring. Can't use the spring because I had to pull the spring very hard just to get it out of the thing. But everything else that you see I'm going to repurpose and use for this build. The labels were a nightmare to get off, so I'm just going to use my spudger just to get everything off, and then going to cover it with some styrene sheet. Just going to do that. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to cover that eventually. So yes, just going to glue that together and then we'll move on to the next bit. Now this spaceship took quite a while to build, so I've cut out some bits and pieces, but this is just the usual thing that I do. I just add styrene on top of styrene on top of styrene, and then I'm just going to work out where they're going to fit. Now unfortunately, because this is a scratch build and everything is an inch or millimeter perfect, things might not look as clever as they should, but you know, never mind. I'll try and cover up all the gaps. I'm going to use some of these disposable plastic spoons, which are getting harder to find because they're being replaced with wooden spoons. God help us all. So before this spaceship became a Thunderbirds spaceship, it was going to just be simply called a spoon spaceship because of this, but as I was building it I thought, oh my god, it's starting to look like Thunderbird 1, so we're going to call it my reimagining of Thunderbird 1, and I want it to stand out like a vegan at a barbecue. And I think most of my viewers know what Thunderbird 1 looks like, and I would have tried or loved to have put a picture up of Thunderbird 1, but unfortunately due to copyright laws I couldn't download a picture just to pop up just to show you, so you'll have to go search for it yourself. So my version of Thunderbird 1 is a reimagining of its big, butch and meaty basically, and it's had stuff added to it over time, and this is why it's this size sort of thing. So that's my brief, and that's what I'm sticking to, officer. That is a dessert container from some tasty dessert that I must have had months ago, and I'm just going to stick that on the top of the spaceship. These are wooden forks used for, well, in England they would be used for fish and chips, and I thought they'd be great for panelling all around the soap container. So that's what I did, just stuck them all the way around until it looked like that. So that's that. Then I'm just gluing the side rockets onto the base bit? I'm no Elon Musk, I don't know my terminology for all these rockety bits. So they're going on there, and then I'm going to start bulking out everything else. I found 2 of these squeezy bottle lids from one of my Greebly boxes, and they'll do as sort of like laser cannons. So I'm just going to stick them onto my rocket. Then I thought it was looking a bit sort of sad and it needed some other sort of little thing to add to it, so I just greebled up some plastic container and stuck that on there like that, using bits and pieces of tank tracks and other kind of model bits and pieces. Remember the 2 soap pump dispensers from earlier? Well, I was having a hard time trying to fit them onto the rocket until I realised I needed 2 tubes that was all greebled up, and stuck them tubes on there, so then I could put the pumpy bits on top of these 2 containers. So there I am, just sticking the laser cannons onto into the tubing, and that bit's done. Then I had a look around the spaceship and realised it just needed some more greeblies, so just used various tank bits and pieces again, just to add more junk to the spaceship. The top of the tasty dessert dish got 2 different sized bottle tops, and then another lid from another bottle that I've no idea where that came from, straight on top of that, just to give it the nose cone. Now that the top half was done, it was on to the bottom half, and using these, I think these were inhaler covers or something, I'm just going to bend some styrene, I think it's 1 mil, 2 mil styrene, all the way around, and just slot them into that hole there, just to give the thrusters a little bit more character. And if you were paying attention, the microphone tops from earlier are now going to become thrusters that I'm just going to glue onto the back of these 2 containers, and gotta say, they look quite cool, and I might have to go back and buy some more to use these, well, to use this sort again as spaceship thrusters. And once all that had done, it was on to the painting. So, as with all my other spaceships, I'll just spray it black first, and then, oh dear, I'm having a hard time with this. Didn't thin the paint down enough. I'm going to get some grief from Morrigan's Creations over this, but yeah, I thought I'd leave it in because I'm a shy person, and you'd have a better time connecting to the Wi-Fi than me. But I do like everybody to see my mistakes, because, you know, hey ho, I'm only human. But I got it to work eventually, and made the blue stripe, the Go Faster stripe, around the bottom of the spaceship. So after the Go Faster stripe had dried, I masked that off, and then decided to paint it a different blue. And yes, I know you've seen the banner already, and it didn't come out blue. Didn't like the blue, it was too dark. So because I'm a sadist and I like doing this to myself, I decided to repaint everything once this had dried. So as you can see, I was still leaving the blue, so it was blue on lighter blue, and started filling in some detail here and there, but trying to convince myself that the blue looked okay. But no, in the back of my head I was not happy, and I wanted to change the colour. And as you can see, it was just too blue and too boring. So I masked all the red off and everything else, and oversprayed it with grey. There you go. That's me all over really. So yeah, so redid everything with 2 tones of different coloured grey. So there it is, it's all grey now, and then I'm just going to start doing a black wash just to tone down the grey. I know this is how my mind works most of the time. I always second guess myself. It's my gift, it's my curse. What can I say? So I think I did about 2 coats of the black wash, just washing it on, washing it off, washing it on, washing it off. And that leads us to the glamour shots. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share the video. Think about joining the Patreon page. And yeah, until next time, I appreciate all of you that stops by and watches these videos. And until next time, keep scratching that build, everybody.